Hey, what's going on, everybody? Jordan Pyle here with PYLE Residential at Keller Williams Chicago, Lincoln Park, with my main man, Justin Lopatin at Guaranteed Rate, one of my preferred lenders. And I wanted to make sure that we are going to bring you guys weekly market updates. We've been having a ton of conversations around, what the market's doing now that we're kind of seeing some light at the end of the tunnel with the whole quarantine and COVID-19 situation. So Justin and I figured we'd share some of our perspectives and some of the questions that we've been getting to make sure that you guys are going out there as we turn into the summer market with all the information and resources that you need, as well as best practices to make sure that you are making the best financial decisions possible and getting out and making, finding what you're looking for or being able to get your property sold. So Justin, I want to kind of start with my end and some of the things that I'm hearing. So I'm going to kind of break this down into buyers and sellers. I feel like that's kind of the best thing because, one of those two is going to resonate with somebody that's potentially, listening to this right now. So from a buyer perspective, we've definitely noticed that, beginning of April, there was kind of a pause in the market. So what we are finding now that there's starting to become a little bit more clarity, people that have lost their jobs, unfortunately, already know where they stand. And then the people that have not, they know that they feel pretty protected in terms of their employment situation right now. So it's causing that, as well as kind of the turn of the warm weather. People are starting to get antsy and they want to get out into the market again. So I have a specific example of a buyer that I was working with at the beginning of April. And basically once all the quarantine stuff came down, he asked if we could just put his search on pause. Followed up with him this week, I think it was on Monday. He reached back out immediately, said, hey, I'm looking to get back into the market because I'm safe at work and I feel like it's still a good time to purchase, right? So that's an example on the buyer side. I feel like people, consumer confidence is coming back, which is now leading to kind of the people that are sitting on the sidelines starting to re-enter the market. And I only think that that's going to increase as we continue into May and into the summer months of the market here in Chicago. And then from a seller perspective, I have people that have been sitting on the sidelines that are now saying, hey, Jordan, let's go to market. So just this morning, I listed a property. It was a 2-bed, 1-bath in Logan Square. And literally before I even listed it, I had four showing requests.
Wow.
By putting it on the top agent network, which obviously, the 5% of agents, top 5% of agents in the city have access to that. And I have potential buyers that want to see it before we even hit the market. I just listed it this morning. I had 2 other showing requests. So people are out there looking and inventory is still pretty low. So with that being said, as a seller right now, it does make sense to, get your property ready to hit the market or get it on as soon as possible because you want to be able to meet this pent-up demand that is sitting on the sidelines right now. So overall, we're still in a seller's market. So I think right now from a buyer, with low rates, and we're going to talk about that, and then from a seller with low inventory, it's advantageous right now for either party to enter the market. So I kind of want to hear, that's what I hear on my side, and that's kind of what I've been talking through with my clients. But I want to hear kind of from a lending perspective, what you're seeing.
Sure, that was great information. And I do kind of echo that same, kind of feel of activity. We've definitely seen an uptick in pre-approvals. We kind of feel the same way. The last 30 to 45 days have just been paralyzing shock. And now that the dust is settling, buyers who have not been impacted as far as their employment goes are still interested. Sellers that want to move are still looking to sell. So we've seen more pre-approval inquiries. The good news is interest rates have remained historically low. So guaranteed rate has been insulated from a lot of the lending constraints. So while other banks have kind of tightened the belt, we're still offering 5% down payments on conventional loans without a minimum credit score of 700. And we are also offering up to 90% financing on jumbo purchases, which I'm fairly confident most other lending institutions are not. So we feel very confident about the spring, summer, and fall market. Spring's kind of over, but we definitely feel pent-up demand. Interest rates are going to be a catalyst for buyers because that increases your buying power, makes homes more affordable. And because the constraints are not as severe with us, we're still steady at the wheel. There are different processes and innovations to get someone safely through a transaction. So we've shifted to a lot of DocuSign, a lot of e-signatures. Appraisers have their mask and their gloves on. But there is absolutely a safe way to purchase or sell a home with the right professionals on your side. And I feel very confident about the second half of the year.
Yeah, I do as well. And thank you. That was very informational. And yeah, we're adapting very quickly. The real estate industry has adapted, and everyone kind of knows now the procedure of how to show homes and how to get exposure and potential buyers and sellers, to come to agreement. So that uncertainty has kind of got out of the way now. So now it's getting closer to business as usual. Obviously, things have changed, and it's going to be different moving forward. But everything is moving forward. Deals are still being done. And if you're in a position to either buy or sell right now, we would love to have a conversation with you, talk about your specific situation, if it makes sense for you to do that right now. So thank you for tuning in to our weekly market update with myself, Jordan Pyle, with PYLE Residential at Keller Williams Chicago, Lincoln Park, and my good friend and lending partner, Justin Lopatin at Guaranteed Rate.
Thanks so much, everyone.
Have an awesome day.